भक्ति देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चाता देशातारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा। कि बजयो जयो गोरा चंदेर आरती के शोभा कि बजयो जयो गोरा चंदेर आरती के शोभा जान विटटवन जग मन लोभा जग मन लोभा कि बदखे निताय चा बामे गदाधारा बदखे निताय चा निकाते अद्वैता श्रीनी वाचा छत्रधारा शिवा बोशे अच्छे गौरा चंदे रत्ना सीमासाने आरती कोरे ना बर्मा आदि देव गाने शिवनर हरि आदि कोरी चमरा डुलाया शिवनर हरि आदि कोरे चमरा डुलाया संजाया मुकुंदा बासु गोस अधिगाया कि बसंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला माधुरा मृदंगा बाजे बाजे माधुरा मृदंगा बाजे राम रसाला माधुरा कि बसंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे कि बसंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे शोभा जग जन मन लोभा गौरंगे आर्थिक शोभा जग कि बहु कोटि चंद्र जीने वदना उज्ज्वला गाला देशे बाणमाला कोरे जलमाला गाला देशे किबा शिवा सुकना राधा प्रेमी गदा गदा भगति विनोदा देखे गौरार संपादा कि बजायो जयो गोरा चंदे आरती के शोभा जानवी तटवन जग मन लोभा नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पश्चात्देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare.
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपा लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले प्रजमानम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपा लसत्कुण्डलं प्रजमानम् यशोदाभियोलुकलाधवमानं परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृतगोप्या रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रायुग्मं मृजन्ता कराम्बोजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्रं रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रायुग्मं मृजन्ता कराम्बोजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्रम् मोहश्वासकापात्रिरेखाङ्ककान्ता स्थितग्रैव दामोदरं भक्तिपदम् मोहश्वासकापात्रिरेखाङ्ककान्ता स्थितग्रैव दामोदरं भक्तिपदम् इति दृक्ष्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम् इति दृक्ष्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम् तदीयेषिताग्नेषु भक्तजितात्वं पुनः प्रेमदस्तं सत्तावृत्तिवन्दे तदीयेषिताग्नेषु भक्तजितात्वं पुनः प्रेमदस्तं सत्तावृत्तिवन्दे वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षवदिं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरेषदपीह वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षवदिं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरेषदपीह इदं देवपूर्णाथ गोपालभालम् सदा मे मनस्याविराष्टं किमन्ये इदं देवपूर्णाथ गोपालभालम् सदा मे मनस्याविराष्टं किमन्ये इदं ते मुखाम्बोजमत्यन्तनीलय वृतं कुण्ठलैः स्निग्धरक्तैश्च गोप्या इदं ते मुखाम्बोजमत्यन्तनीलय वृतं कुण्ठलैः स्निग्धरक्तैश्च गोप्या मोहशुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनस्या विरास्तं मालं लक्षलाभय मोहशुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनस्या विरास्तं मालं लक्षलाभय नमो देवदामोदरानन्तविष्णो प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालब्धिमानम् नमो देवदामोदरानन्तविष्णो प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालब्धिमानम् कृपा दृष्टिविश्याति दीनवतानो गृहादेशभावग्नवेधक्षिदृश्य कृपा दृष्टिविद्याति धीरवतारो गृहादेशवेधक्षिदृश्य कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमृत्यैव यद्वा पयावोचितौ भक्तिभाजौ कृतौ च कुबेरात्मजो बद्धमृत्यैव यद्वा पयावोचितौ भक्तिभाजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं प्रयच्छ तमोक्षे ग्रहो विस्थिताबोधरेह तथा प्रेम भक्तिं प्रयच्छ मोक्षे ग्रहो विस्थिताबोधरेह नमस्ते स्तुधाम्ने स्फुरद्दीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदराय धाम्ने नमस्ते स्तुधाम्ने स्फुरद्दीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायाथ विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो नतलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो नतलीलाय नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो नतलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो नतलीलाय नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो नतलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियाय Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Hare Hare, Jayo Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Shri Radhe. Jayo Yashoda Baya, Jayo Yashoda Baya, Jayo Yashoda Baya, Jayo Yashoda Baya. Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari.
करके प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की समवेत भक्त वृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we sing now Narsingha Arati, and after that we read the translation of the Damodarashtakam and then Bhishma Stuti. Hare Krishna.
Namaste Narasingaya Praladadayine Hiranyakashipurvakshaha Shilatankanakalaye Ito Narsingho Parato Narsingho Yato Yato Yamitato Narsingho Bahe Narsingho Hridaye Narsingho Narasinghamadhim Sharanam Prapade Tava Kara Kamala Vare Nakamadvodashinga Talita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Brenga Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय वृंदा देवी जय वृंदा देवी जय वृंदा देवी जय वृंदा देवी गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद बोलो नरसिंह भगवान की
So we'll read the translation for Damodar Ashtakam. To the Supreme Lord, whose form embodies eternity, knowledge, and bliss, whose earrings swing to and fro, who shines beautifully in Gokula, who quickly ran from the grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, and who was caught from behind by her, who ran faster than he, to that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances.
Upon seeing his mother's whipping stick, he cried and rubbed his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes were fearful, and his quick breathing shook the strand of pearls on his neck, which bore 3 lines like those on a conch shell. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound with ropes of his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances.
With these super excellent childhood pastimes, Lord Krishna drowned the residents of Gokul in pools of ecstasy. In this way, he declared to those absorbed in knowledge of his majesty and opulence, I am conquered only by my pure loving devotees. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodar hundreds and hundreds of times.
O Lord, though you can award all kinds of benedictions, I pray to you neither for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor for the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor for such any other such boon. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Balagopala in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart. For what use do I have for any other boon besides this?
O Lord, again and again, Mother Yashoda kisses your lotus face, which is framed by locks of soft black hair, tinged with red and beautified by your lips, colored red like the bimba fruit. May this vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me.
O Supreme Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O Lord, be pleased upon me. Shower me with your merciful glances, and deliver this poor ignorant fool, immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows, and become visible to my eyes.
O Lord Damodar, as a baby tied to a grinding mortar, you delivered Kuvera's 2 sons from the curse of Narada, and made them into great devotees. In the same way, please give me pure loving devotion for you. I long for this alone and have no desire for any kind of liberation.
O Lord Damodara, obeisance to the brilliantly effulgent robe binding your belly. Obeisance unto your belly, the abode of the entire universe. Obeisances unto your dear most beloved Srimati Radharani. Obeisances unto you, O Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes.
It's right here. I think my dad will do it.
Just sing, no follow, just keep singing.
Oh, okay.
By 7:40, you have to 7:45, you have to come.
Okay, okay.
I'll sit somewhere, but I have to put the stand.
Babaji told me to just together? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Can you sing with me?
Not in the microphone. You're singing.
You're singing with the Lord.
Okay. Ishmawacha Iti matirupakalpita vitrishna Bhagavati satvata pungave vibhumni स्वसुखमुपगते क्वचिद्विहर्तुं प्रकृतिमुपेयुषि यद्भवा प्रवाह त्रिभुवनकमनं तमालवर्णं रविकरगोरवरं ददाने वपुरलककुला वृताननाब्जं विजयसकेरतिरस्तु मे नवद्या युदितुरगरजो विधूम्रवेश्वक् कचलुलिताश्रमवायलङ्कृतास्ये मम निशिताशरेर्विभिद्यमाना त्वचि विलसात्कवचेस्तु कृष्ण आत्मा सपदि सखीवचो निशम्य मध्ये निजपदयोर्बलयोरतं निवेश्य स्थितवती परसैनिकायुरक्ष्णा ऋतवती पार्थसखेरतिर्ममास्तु व्यवहितप्रेतना मुखं निरीक्ष्य स्वजनवदाद्विमुखस्य दोषबुद्ध्या कुमते महरदात्मविद्ययायाश् चरणरति परमस्य तस्य मेस्तु स्वनिगममपाय मत्प्रतिज्ञां ऋतमधिकर्तुमवाप्लुतो रतस्ता धृतरथचरणोऽभ्ययाचलद्गुर् हरिरिवहन्तुमेवं गतो तरीया शितविशिकाहुतो विशीर्णदंश क्षतजपरिप्लुता यिनो मे प्रसभमभिससात् मद्वदातं स भवतु मे भगवान् गतिर्मुकुन्दा विजयरतकुटुम्ब आततोत्रे धृतः यरश्मिनितक्ष्रिये क्षणीये भगवतिरतिरस्तु मे मुमुषोर्यमिह निरीक्ष्य हता गता स्वरूपम् नितगतिविलास वल्गुहासा प्रणयनिरीक्षणकल्पितो रुमाना कृतमनुकृतवत्या उन्मदान्धा प्रकृतिमगन् किल यस्य गोपवद्वा मुनिगण नृपवर्या सङ्कुलेन्ता सदसि युधिष्ठिरराजसूय येषाम् अर्हणमुपपिदा ईक्षणीयो मम दृशिगोचर एषा विरात्मा तमिममहमजं शरीरभाजं हृदि हृदि दिष्टितमात्मकल्पितानां प्रतिदृशमेव नैकधार्कमेकं समधिगतोऽस्मि विदूतभेदमोहा इति मतिरुपकल्पिता वितृष्णा भगवती सात्वतपुङ्गवे विभूमि स्वसुखमुपगते क्वचिद्विहर्तुं प्रकृतिमुपेयुषि यद्भव प्रवाह हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल। श्री भीष्म स्तुति की जय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Welcome, Sadhu. Welcome. So, before we begin, I would like to seek the blessings of senior Vaishnavas, Prabhanu Prabhu, and so many wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis present here. By your blessings, may the right words come at the right time, in the right spirit of glorifying Sri Krishna. May the description purify our heart and pull our hearts closer and closer to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Radha Shamasundar. May this be the purpose of our discussion. With this, I offer my obeisances to each one of you. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo. So last evening, we were discussing the beautiful, wonderful pastime of Shakat Bhanjan Leela. This is the very famous pastime where Mother Yashoda puts Krishna under the cart, and then Krishna kicks the cart, overturns the cart, and then brings Mother Yashoda's attention back to him. So that was the discussion last night. So is there a way we can have the slide back onto the screen? Yeah, thank you. So this was the very interesting verse of Srila Jiva Goswami, which spoke about Krishna turning over. It was the wonderful occasion of Krishna turning 3 months old, and he had turned over to his side with all his strength. In the Gita, Krishna mentions that I am the strength of the strong, but in Vrindavan, nobody believes Krishna is strong. They consider Yashoda's son to be very weak. In fact, Mother Yashoda would always look at Gopal, and in her vision, he was always he was like the moon, which was only going through the fading period. She would always see Krishna never as the full moon, although he's the full moon of Braj. She would always feel he's reducing in size and getting thinner and thinner because he's not eating enough, is what she would think. Fact of the matter is, Krishna was very plump. Sri Rup Goswami Pad in Bhaktirasamrita Sindhu describes, which Srila Prabhupada quotes in Nectar of Devotion, that when Krishna would walk, he would have 3 lines on either sides. He would have 3 flaps of plump skin. This is written by Sri Rup Goswami. So Krishna would have 3 lines here, and 3 lines here, and 3 lines on the neck. So 3 lines on the neck looked like the 3 lines of a conch shell. You could hold like this and blow onto the sweet conch shell of Krishna's face. Right? So therefore Krishna, Sri Rup Goswami Pad describes them to be 3 rekha. 3 rekha means 3 lines here and 3 lines here. So Krishna would keep walking. Cute little child. But Mother Yashoda would always feel that he's getting smaller and thinner and skinny and malnutritioned. And therefore, in this world you can see, even if the child is 30, 40, 50 years old, in the vision of the mother of that child, with this man-child, the mother would feel, oh, you're not eating enough. Last time when I saw you, you were much more healthier. Now you're getting thinner. But the fact is our diabetes and cholesterol and triglycerides is all hitting the sky. But still in the vision of the mother's love, which ultimately comes from Mother Yashoda, for Krishna. She has so much possessive love for Krishna that she would always feel Krishna's not eating enough and he's therefore weak. But in Vrindavan, this concept of Krishna being weak is quite different from the concept that we find of Krishna in other dhams. Like if you go to Vaikuntha and you say Vishnu is weak, it's unheard of because he's the source of all strength. So Srila Jiva Goswami gave this verse, and with this we will begin our discussion, just to make the link from yesterday. So please kindly repeat after me. Atho tan shayi sa sarvati shayi Nijamba Yashoda Swatata Pramoda स्वनक्षत्रभाते बभूव प्रभाते बलेनातिसंग परावर्तितांग Now together, everyone, one voice. Atho tanashai sasarvatishai nijamba yashoda swatata pramoda swanakshatra bhate babhuva prabhate balenati sanga Paravatitanga. Shri Jiva Goswami Pad ki. Srila Jiva Goswami Pad writes, Atha Uttanashai. Krishna turned over. That Uttanashai who's Sarva Atishai, who can control everyone, and yet at the same time he gets controlled. Nija Amba Yashoda Swatata Pramoda. He gets controlled by his beloved mother Yashoda and beloved father Tata Nanda Baba. And Swa Nakshatra Bhate Babhuva Prabhate. On the morning of his birth constellation Nakshatra, Balena Ati Sangaha, with lot of strength, Paravartitangaha, he turned over. He took his arm from one side and he's like, and he turned over with lot of strength. Srila Jiva Goswami Pad says, to that all weak, forgive me, all powerful Krishna, we bow down. So the day when Krishna turned over, which also overlapped with the constellation, the birth constellation anniversary, the moon had entered the Rohini Nakshatra, the same nakshatra in which Krishna was born. So according to the lunar calculation, the moon had entered the Rohini Nakshatra constellation, and that also happened to be the day Krishna turned over. So matching all of this together, Nanda and Yashoda held a big festival. And during the festival, the Varaha Puran describes, Gopi Mangala Pathena Snapito Hema Kundalaha. In the Varaha Puran it is described with respect to this pastime. Bhagavan Vyasadeva writes, Gopi Mangala Pathena Snapito Hema Kundala. Krishna was bathed so wonderfully. Snapita. Snapita means to bathe. Snapita is the causal usage in Sanskrit, which means to be bathed by someone. So Snapito means Krishna was bathed by someone. By whom? Gopi, Mother Yashoda. And how did she bathe Krishna? Mangala Pathena, by singing mantras. This is quite interesting, that simply taking a bath doesn't purify the consciousness. It cleans the body, but doesn't purify the consciousness. If you see, the fish spends maximum time in water, but it stinks the most. So it's not simply spending time under the shower which matters. During the shower time, which is necessary, Maline mochanam pumsam jalasnanam dine dine. Sri Adi Shankaracharya says, just like you take soap water and you brush the body and you bathe and purify the body, similarly by chanting the verses of the Gita, by chanting Vedic mantras, the mind becomes purified. So therefore in Vedic culture, this was the tradition that whenever there was an abhishek, either for the deity or for the self, which means bathing, one uses cleaning agent to clean the body, but at the same time purifying agent to cleanse the heart in the form of the chanting of the holy names. I remember when I was growing up, we had a neighbor who was a little older Maharashtrian Brahmana. And every day morning as he would bathe, you could hear, because we were neighbors, we could hear him. He's taking shower. He's probably like 75, 80 years old person, very old. But every morning as he was taking his shower, we could hear from the window of his bathroom loud chanting of the holy name. Loud chanting. Like with, of course, there was the culture of no shower. You actually dip a mug into the bucket and you bathe. So you can hear the sound of that water. At the same time, at the age of 80, he would go, Gopal Krishna, Gopal Krishna, Gopal Krishna. And in my childhood, we would laugh, my brother and myself, and we would say, oh, he's bathing. So that was like a little alarm to tell us that he's bathing. But now when we hear this verse, it's quite traditional, cultural, devotional, and scriptural to chant the holy name while you bathe. Of course, nowadays the tradition is people take their smartphone into the bathroom. So there's no point of purification. It's total contamination. So actually, that's the only place the smartphone should be used anyway. That's the place. You use it there and keep it and come out. Then use it tomorrow in that dirty place. But anyway, while bathing, it's best to chant the holy name. So, Gopi Mangala Pathena Snapito Hema Kundala. Krishna, who was offered golden earrings, Hema Kundala, on this occasion, he was bathed by the gopis with sacred mantras. This also gives us one more interesting point of devotional purport. That when Krishna, who purifies the whole world, gets purified, his holy names are chanted to purify him. Think about it. When Krishna is bathed, his names are chanted to purify him. So if Krishna's names can purify Krishna in the eyes of the motherly gopis, why wouldn't Krishna's names purify us when we bathe? Quite exciting. Gajendra, if you see, he chanted the Gajendra Stuti while being in the waters. Gajendra was in the water, he was held by the crocodile, and that's when he started chanting the Gajendra Stuti. So that's another scriptural proof. So tomorrow when you're bathing, you can chant the prayers of Gajendra. But imagine if you're bathing and you're chanting the prayers of Gajendra and suddenly the door opens and you find Vishnu on the Garuda. And you're like, I didn't mean those prayers. I was just chanting them. Well, there's no crocodile here. You can go back to Vaikuntha. So Gajendra chanted the holy name while being in water. You find the pastime of post-Putana description in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Putana is taken, Krishna is taken from the chest of Putana, and immediately the motherly gopis, Gomutrena snapayitva punar gora jasarbakam. They bathe Krishna with cow dung and cow urine. And while bathing him, they chant his own holy names. And Srila Prabhupada writes in that purport that if the holy names of Krishna can be used to purify Krishna, what doubt exists if the holy name of Krishna can purify us? So therefore, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. And it's described, it was such a wonderful festive occasion. Verse 5 describes the different details of this festive occasion of Krishna turning over. Let's chant. Nandasya patni kritamajjanadikam vipray krita swastyayanam supujitai annadyavasasragabhishtadhenubhi sanjata nidraksham ashisha yatshanai. So this verse, Shukdev Goswami, is everyone able to see the screen? You're able to, okay. So Srila Shukdev Goswami describes this festive occasion was so wonderful that Nandasya Patni, Nanda's Patni, Nanda's wife celebrated. Who's that? Yashoda. So Shukdev Goswami could have said Yashoda Rani. He could have named Yashoda. Why does he say Nandasya Patni? So our acharyas get to the scene. You see, every word of Srimad Bhagavatam is so nectarian. As soon as Shukdev Goswami spills a word out of his lotus mouth, our acharyas catch it. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur looks from one angle, Srila Sanatan Goswami looks from another angle, Srila Jiva Goswami looks from another angle. So this word Nandasya Patni, our acharyas get into the scene to discuss. And one acharya discusses, why Nandasya Patni? Yashoda is the wife of Nanda Maharaj, but why to explicitly say that? Because it is described that this was Yashoda Rani's idea to celebrate, but it was approved by Nanda Maharaj. She didn't do it independent of her husband. It wasn't that she wanted to do something and then I don't, really care what your opinion is. It wasn't like that. She asked him, consulted, and then under Nanda Maharaj's approval, permission, and total satisfaction, she made all the arrangements. So therefore, Nanda Sipatni, the wife of Nanda Maharaj, did it. At the same time, the word Nanda means joy. Ananda means joy. So Nanda Sipatni means she who was the wife of joy personified, which means how happy she would feel in this occasion. She's moving by joy herself in making this arrangement for Krishna. At the same time, the third interpretation given is Nanda Maharaj was very, very particular as far as attention to details are concerned. Nanda Maharaj, when he arranged a ceremony, he was very attentive to details. He wouldn't just do some wishy-washy arrangement. As His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj explains, love is in the details, attention to details. So Nanda Maharaj would pay attention to every single execution in the planning. And Mother Yashoda, being the wife of Nanda, was no exception. She did the same thing. That's another interpretation. It's described even in the bathing of Krishna, she touched Krishna's body by the tips of kusha grass. In Vedic culture, it is described if you use kusha grass, then everything becomes auspicious. So she would dip kusha grass into sacred water and drip those drops on the body of Krishna to the tips of the kusha grass. And because she was so particular about the details of the execution, Shukdev Goswami says, what do you expect? She's the wife of Nanda, therefore Nanda Sipatni. Also, when she bathed Krishna, she would cup her palms like perfect pots or pitchers. It wasn't like water was dripping from between her fingers. She made a perfect pot, pitcher pot, in the shape of her palms. And then that was dripping all the sacred waters, exactly how Nanda would do. So she was like the feminine version of the king of Braj. Therefore, Nandasya Patni. She was a perfect expert, and what did she do? Krita Majjanadikam. She perfectly was purified, and now she was bathing Krishna. And at that time, Vipraihi Krita Swastyayanam Supujitai. The Brahmana started. As they're bathing Krishna, Mother Yashoda starts bathing Krishna. Brahmanas, Harihi Om. They start. And it's so auspicious. As soon as the Brahmanas start chanting, Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Saraviryam Karavavahaihi, Tejasvinavaditamastu. Brahmanas are chanting. And Krishna's being bathed. And Krishna's hair is standing on end. Because Krishna says the Brahmanas come from his lotus mouth. So now for the pleasure of his lotus face, the Brahmanas are chanting in 4 directions. But at the same time, if this was in Navadvip, if it was Shachimata bathing Nimai, before the Brahmana comes, the Bengali Matajis would come. And they would start their Uludhwani, which is the traditional culture in Bengal. But that's not found in Braj. So therefore, Shukdev Goswami doesn't say any Uludhwani. In Navadvip, the Matajis would do the Uludhwani. So, Nandasya Patni Krita Majjanadikam Viprai Krita Swastyayanam Supujitaihi. And as the Brahmanas completed worshipping Krishna with the mantras, Mother Yashoda had a big list of gifts. Anna, grains, Annadya, cooked grains, raw grains, ghee, vasaha, silk and golden cloth, srag, garlands. Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad describes flower garlands. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes garland of pearls and jewels. Mother Yashoda was literally taking it off her neck and giving it to all the Matajis, who were taking it in golden trays to give it to the Brahmanas. And Abhishta Dhenubihi. The Brahmanas were also given cows in charity with calves. And when all of this was going on, our Bal Gopal starts feeling very bored. Very bored. Because when we are focusing on the rituals, it's good if this spirit is there. And what is this spirit? Focusing attention on Gopal. But if the spirit is taken from the spiritual, then what remains is ritual. So Krishna is happy till the time everything is spiritual. Everyone's looking at him, everyone's chanting mantras for him, everyone's bathing him, everyone's putting tilak for him, everyone's giving him ornaments. But as soon as now they start giving the brahmanas, Krishna's like, go brahmana hitaya cha. Don't differentiate on the basis of birth. Just because I'm a Vaishya, don't do this to me. You're giving it to a Brahmana but not looking at me, oh Maya. So as soon as all the faces turn away from Krishna, Sanjata Nidraksham Ashishayat Shanai. Nidraksham. Aksham, eyes. Nidra, sleep. Sanjata Nidraksham. Krishna's eyelids start to fall in love with each other. Krishna, 3-month-old baby in the cradle, he starts to fall asleep. Srila Jiva Goswami Pad describes, for this ceremony, Mother Yashoda with her team had stitched a separate bed for Krishna. And the bed was such that it was completely covered with soft cotton, which was fragrant like lotus flowers. And that was the stuffing inside. And then the bed was covered with pristine white cloth with a little pillow. You can imagine, Gopal's only so much, 3 months. And then for his head, which is this little, there's a little pillow to balance his, center of gravity or whatever that is, the gravity of the whole world. Center of the Lord of the gravitational force, whatever. Krishna's head is balanced on a soft pillow. And Srila Jiva Goswami Pad describes Krishna as a bluish-black complexion baby on that white bed looked like a lotus flower which was floating in the white waters of the Ganga. But at the same time, in potency, he looked like bluish-black complexioned Vishnu sleeping on the milk bubble ocean of Ksheerasagara. Unbelievable. Srila Jiva Goswami Pad ki jai. So now, Srila Prabhupada writes, an affectionate mother takes great care of her child and is always anxious to see that the child is not disturbed even for a moment. When Krishna's eyes start to fall asleep, Mother Yashoda immediately looks at Gopal and she feels these instruments, these brahmanas, guests, gifts, songs, occasion, chaos, everything happening, people talking, bumping against each other in such a festive occasion. Mother Yashoda feels, if you see in the previous words, there is a word called Shanaihi at the end. The original word is Shanaihi, but by Sandhi it becomes Chanaihi. So Shanaihi means slowly. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, interpreting the word Shanaihi, that Mother Yashoda, and this purport falls in place with that, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, Mother Yashoda, as soon as she saw Krishna was falling asleep, she picked up Gopal. She let her friends take care of this ceremony. She told her dear Sakhis that you take care of the guests, you take care of the gifts, you take care of everything. I'll be back. Shanaihi, slowly she picked up Gopal. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives 2 reasons. 1, either because he's very delicate, or 2, his sleep is very delicate. Which means either something could happen to Krishna because of lack of attention, or he could go off to sleep and wake up from that sleep because of disturbance. So Shanaihi has 2 meanings. So Prabhupada, in the purport, there are comments that Mother Yashoda is so attentive to details, she doesn't want Krishna's sleep to be disturbed. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his Sarartha Darshini Tika, he writes, Mother Yashoda took Gopal, and can you believe this? She took Gopal to the bedroom. I'm just paraphrasing bedroom. He doesn't say bedroom. But probably she took it to the cart. Never know. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, Mother Yashoda took Gopal and put him to the side and slept next to him, patting him slowly, softly, delicately on the chest. Stroking him, caressing him with so much affection so that, because he's delicate or his sleep is delicate, she doesn't want it to be disturbed. And as she observed there, she was there for maybe 30, 40 minutes, and she observed that Gopal is fast asleep. That's when she takes Krishna carefully. Because even in the bedroom or even in the palace, there are people coming in and going. So she had made a nice hammock under a cart. So somebody could think, which mother would put their child under a cart? Right? It's so risky in the first place. So there are two reasons given. It wasn't a cart meant to tumble down. It was a very steady, big cart. And there was a little swing-like hammock that Mother Yashoda had made under the cart. And she put Gopal there. So that's one interpretation. Or second interpretation, a demon had entered the cart, Shakatasur, and Krishna anyway planned to kill him. So as the super soul, Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite, Krishna dictates to the devotee what to do when confused. Like it was in the Damodar Leela that Krishna dictated to Mother Yashoda, put me down and save the milk. And she just did by the dictation of the super soul, and then Krishna had a problem with it. So basically, I will tell you what to do, you do, and still I don't like you, you know. Quite interesting. Srila Jiva Goswami comments to Anyabhilashita Shunyam verse of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu in his commentary to Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Srila Jiva Goswami Pad writes, Bhakti can be defined as, please repeat after me, Krishnaya Rochamana Pravritti. Krishnaya Rochamana Pravritti. Srila Jiva Goswami comments to Anyabhilashita Shunyam in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu by saying, Bhakti could have been given as a definition as Krishnaya Rochamana Pravritti, which means the tendency to please Krishna. If somebody says Bhakti means a tendency to please Krishna, then this definition wouldn't be correct. Because Mother Yashoda, she did not please Krishna. Krishna. Mother Yashoda did not please Krishna. By putting Krishna down, she actually displeased him in the Damodar Leela. On the other hand, if you see in the pastime of Hiranyakashipu and Varahadev, Hiranyakashipu took a club and slammed the chest of Varahadev. And Varahadev was screaming in joy because he wanted someone who could fight him. So, Krishnaya Rochamana Pravritti. Yes, bro? Hiranyaksha. Yes, Hiranyaksha. Please forgive me. Did I say Hiranyakashipu? Oh, Nrsingadev, forgive me. Hiranyaksha. So Hiranyaksha took a club and slammed on the chest of Varahadev. And Varahadev was screaming in joy because he never had anyone who could fight him with same strength. And now he had Hiranyaksha who could fight him. Come on, that's the spirit. So the chivalry spirit of Varahadev was incited. So according to the definition, Krishnaya Rochamana Pravritti, then we should say if bhakti is defined as pleasing Krishna, then Hiranyaksha should be a pure devotee because he pleased Varahadev. And Mother Yashoda should not be a pure devotee because she put Krishna down and displeased him in Damodar Leela. So therefore, Rup Goswami Pad has beautifully reconciled by saying Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. By saying it is not pleasing Krishna, it is your desire to please Krishna. So Mother Yashoda's desire was to please Krishna. Therefore, she put Krishna down to make sweets for him. But Hiranyaksha's desire was not to please Varahadev. So it's not pleasing Krishna, it is desire to please Krishna, which matters. And this is a big hope-giving point. Because tomorrow if you're making garlands, and if you say, Bhakti is when Krishna is pleased, we don't know if Krishna is pleased. If I make a garland, and if I offer it to Radha Neela Madhav, I don't know if he's happy. But bhakti is not defined as pleasing Krishna. Whether when he's pleased or no, it's defined as your intention to please him. So if your desire is, I want to string a garland out of affection for Krishna, now whether he's happy or no, you will be counted as a devotee. This is amazing. So bhakti is not Krishnaya Rochamana Pravritti. The desire to please Krishna is all that matters. Varahadev was pleased by his mercy, but Hiranyaksha did not desire so. So in this case, Krishna falls asleep. You can see. What do you think of him? This life is amazing, right? In Vaikuntha, you sleep. You take your incarnation, come here, you sleep. When you turn, there's a festival, and when you get bored, you sleep. And by remembering you, if devotees in class sleep while hearing Harikatha, then it's a problem. Then you are in Tamogun. Quite interesting. Devotees have to wake up Brahma Muhurta to see him. What? काहू के बल भजन को काहू के आचार व्यास भरोसो कुंवरी के सोवत पाओ पसार. In Braj Bhasha, one poet writes that, "Oh dear Srimati Radharani, oh Krishna, Shamasundar, I have been traveling over so many lifetimes, anxious how to deliver myself. But now that I have met the devotees and I live in the land of Vrindavan, I spread my legs and go to sleep because I know the bird of my soul has found its nest. I don't have to keep flapping my wings anymore. I have come to my rest point of Vrindavan. Vyas bharoso kuvari ke, sovat pao pasar." Now, my bhakti going back home, back to God, it depends on you, my Lord. I have taken shelter of you. Quite interesting. I remember many years ago when I was in Vrindavan with some of my friends. At that time, we went to one village in Barsana. And one of my friends was over-enthusiastic because preaching is the essence and, Prithvi Tyaje Jada Nagaradi Gram, Sarvatra Prachar Hoibe Mora Naam, and Bharata Bhumite, all of these verses. So we went to Barsana in one of the Ashtasakhi temples. And just outside, there was a little bed. And one age-old Brajbasi was sleeping. It was about 11 o'clock in the morning. He was a little older person, maybe 65, 70 years old, and he was laying down on that bed. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. And this friend of mine goes to him with the spirit of preaching, Save the World campaign. He goes to this Brajbasi and he says, "Wake up. Human form is rare. You don't know when we will become a human being again. Now is the time to perform bhakti." And that Brajvasi, in Braj Bhasha, he says, "Tu apni dekh, mujhe Radha Rani bacha levegi." Which means, you please mind your business. I am in the lap of Srimati Radharani in the abode of Barsana. Going back home, back to Godhead is her headache, not mine. I have taken shelter of her lotus feet. So it's quite interesting. Vaishnavas of that caliber can do, but for us, we have to endeavor. Therefore, Acharyas again and again say, Jiva Jago, Gaura Chandra Bole. But however, our sweet Lord, he falls asleep. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Mother Yashoda caresses him, strokes him, sweetly kisses him on the cheek, and leaves him on that hammock under the cart, and slowly slips out from there. And now she comes back to the Brahmanas. She comes back to serving everyone, taking care of the guests. There's festivity going on and flags and festoons everywhere. And Krishna is fast asleep. Now our Acharyas caught this point, that Krishna is fast asleep. Quite interesting. During those days, parents used to be awake, kids used to fall asleep. In this pastime, if you see, parents are awake and kid is falling asleep. In Kali Yuga, exact opposite. During the class, the kids will be running around and parents are sleeping. But seems like in Dwapar Yuga, it was a little different. Parents were attentive and kids were falling asleep. Anyway, so the question is, why did Krishna fall asleep? Tell me a few interpretations, and I promise you, none of your opinion would be wrong. It's a perspective. Tell me, Krishna, his eyes starts to roll in sleep and intoxication, and he goes off to sleep. Why do you think this happened? Yes. Mantras are chanted, so he's happy, therefore he falls asleep. Quite a transcendental logic. Good. So mantras are chanted. We could say maybe mantras are chanted and Krishna felt bored. Could we kind of reconcile that? That's okay, yeah. So then maybe that's one interpretation. Okay. What else? Krishna's happy and relaxed. He feels pampered and loved. Okay, I'm happy now. Okay, good. Yes? I couldn't hear you, Mataji. Meditating on the devotees. Actually, our acharyas say that. And they say it, that's a very good, bullseye. The acharyas say, Krishna at that point closed his eyes to meditate on an important principle. What was the principle? Krishna wanted to close his eyes basically to show us, whenever you're confused, you should close your eyes and meditate. And what was the confusion about? Krishna's confusion was about, are these people worshipping me through rituals Or are these people worshipping rituals through me? Am I the goal and the ritualistic performance the medium? Or are they more ritualistic performance oriented and I just happen to be a medium? Is it niyam agraha? According to Rupa Goswami, are they more rule oriented? Of course, see, when you perform an arati, it's important that you follow the numbers and you do everything, correct? But what's the most important thing? You do it around Krishna. So the deity could think, if a pujari is new time, first time getting on the altar, he's not as experienced as Srivas Gauranga Prabhu is. Srivas Gauranga Prabhu ki, his palms have been touching Radha Neela Madhav for such a long time. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu once, when he saw a pujari, Mahaprabhu took the palm of the pujari and placed it on his head. And he said, you can bless me because your palms touch the deity of the Lord. So the pujaris on the altar are very fortunate. Please don't take them cheaply. Anybody for that matter. So the point is, when you worship Radha Neela Madhava, are we thinking of what I'm going to offer next? After incense stick, is it ghee lamp and am I going to follow? Yes, that's important. But the more important thing is, I want to offer it around Krishna. But if one is only thinking of the rituals and not thinking of Krishna, that's not right. So Krishna is confused. Are they spiritual with the spirit of serving me? Or are they using me to just get their rituals done? I am confused. And at that point, Krishna closed his eyes to meditate. Let me meditate on these devotees and actually come to a conclusion. So that was the answer. Teaching us that when you're confused in life, close your eyes and meditate. Even in the pastime of Putana, Krishna closes his eyes for the same reason. When Putana comes, she comes to kill Krishna. So Krishna thinks, yatham mam prapadyante, I should kill her. But she comes as a mother. So Krishna thinks, now I should accept her. And in this confusion, what to do? Krishna closed his eyes to meditate. Or should I let her live or should I liberate her from all suffering? Like that. So that's one reason. Any other reasons why Krishna falls asleep? Yes.
Mothers actually come and kiss the children when they are asleep.
Oh, that's why. So he wants more affection of Mother Yashoda. That's also given by the Acharyas, but a little differently. The Acharyas say this is Naravat Leela. Just like children, they get tired after a long ceremony. Krishna got tired as a baby and naturally he fell asleep because of so many ceremonies. They were lifting his palm, they were lifting his feet, they were circumambulating him, and he's getting tired just looking at all these numbers. So sometimes when the pujari goes like this on the chamar, have you seen like 7 numbers, 4 numbers? It's like this. So I sometimes think what Krishna thinks about that, like, what are you doing? What's that? Kar kya rahe ho? It's like, where is the chamar coming from? It's like, are you like fighting me or something? Keep it simple. So here Krishna got tired in the ceremony. That's given by the Acharyas because he was performing human-like pastimes. Sri Hari Suriji, in his Bhakti Rasayanam, has given many interpretations in this pastime. And our Hari Parshad Prabhu has translated this book on Bhakti Rasayanam. So on the basis of that, there are some very beautiful verses coming up. Sri Hari Suriji says, one of Krishna's energy is Nidra Shakti. And she is a lady, Nidra Devi. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Nidra Rupena Sanstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. Nidra, sleep, is one of Krishna's feminine potencies. And in this pastime, there were no male except for the Brahmanas. All were Matajis. So Nidra Devi thought to herself, when so many feminine gopis have assembled together to worship Krishna, why not me? And she came. And as soon as she came, her resting asan were the eyelids of Gopal. And therefore, naturally, Krishna fell asleep as he welcomed Nidra Devi in this beautiful ceremony of Matajis. Quite beautiful. Now, what's amazing at this point is, as Krishna goes off to sleep and the ceremony continues, Shukdev Goswami says, in no time Krishna wakes up. He does 3 things. He wakes up, he starts to cry in hunger, and he kicks the cart. He does 3 things. He wakes up, he cries out of hunger, either hunger of the belly or hunger of the heart, we'll see. And third, he kicks the cart. So all three are described in this verse. Autani kautsukyamana manaswini samagatan pujayati vrajaukasaha naiva shrunotvai ruditam sutasya sa rudan stanarthi charanau udakshipat. So, Autani Kautsukya Mana, Manaswini, Mother Yashoda has been described as she who was very eager to perform this ceremony for Krishna. Samagatan Pujayati Vrajaukasaha. She was busy worshipping and taking care of all the guests. Of course, if you have a home program, it's natural, the host will be tuned as to where the guests are coming in from. Are they all having prasadam? How's the chappals outside? How's the parking outside? Right? They're constantly thinking whether there's asan, proper everything for people to sit down. Prasadam is properly distributed. If all the items have been given out, if devotee needs anything, somebody needs water, you're mindful of the guests. Athithi Devo Bhava. And Mother Yashoda, Samagatan Pujayati Vrajaukasaha. She was doing the same thing. But at that time, Na eva ashrunot. She did not hear. What she did not hear? Ruditam Sutasya sa. Suta means child. She did not hear Sutasya Ruditam, the crying of Gopal. And naturally, what happened? Rudan. See the word Ruditam, Ruda has come 2 times in the verse. Ruditam, he cried. And Rudan, having cried, Stanarthi, for Mother Yashoda's milk, when he didn't get her, Charanau, with both his feet, Udakshipat, I'm not going to do it, but Udakshipat, he kicked the cart. Now this verse describes our relationship with Krishna in this world. We are all like Mother Yashoda, and we have a baby Gopal in the form of the super soul. And what have we done? We have placed the super soul baby Gopal under the cart of our priorities. Mother Yashoda on the top of the cart had many tasty things, and we'll talk about this in the next session. It's coming up. She had many tasty things on the top of the cart, and under the cart she placed Gopal. So this teaches us the mistake that we make in Krishna consciousness. We prioritize material things, material aspirations, material collections, material relationships, material achievements, and put Krishna consciousness secondary. And when that happens, super soul, baby Gopal, starts to cry. He starts to cry. He is initially whispering to us, chant, hear, go to the temple. Today is Damodar month, last 3 days you haven't offered a ghee lamp, go. Sometimes we get these prompts in the heart. Circumambulate Tulsi, you have only done it 3 times, do 1 more. Does that happen? It happens to me. This morning, I think I did only 3 times. And then in the heart, I was feeling, I think I did only 3 times. Go, finish 1 more. So, okay, I put the 3 drops and then completed 1 more, looking at Tulsi Devi as if to absolve my guilt. Okay, I did 4 today. Give me all the credit now. So Krishna whispers to us, run, coming up the Mangalarti stairs, Shri Radhikama. Oh, I missed half the Mangalarti. Okay, run. Krishna is speaking. And everyone has this experience. Baby Gopal, who's placed as the super soul under the cart of our lives, he whispers. And we can't hear him many times. Why? Because of the noise of our festive activities in this world. We are busy attending to our guests. Sometimes people come over and you know in your rounds, you have 3 more rounds left. You chanted 13. And some people have come home and it's 8:45 at night, and your mind tells you 3 more rounds to go. It's like Gopal under the cart is telling you. But then we feel, but these people come only once in 6 months. That's fine. Once they go, I will chant. It's like saying, okay, I will attend the guests and make Gopal under the cart cry a little louder. This is a very practical pastime.
And when we delay that for a long time, the noise of our activities and the instruments of the festivities in this world is so loud, we can't hear the crying of the super soul. He gets angry and hungry. So there's a term called hangry. How many of us feel angry when we are hungry? Oh God. I can't imagine after Bhishma Panchak. This temple's gonna be like Kurukshetra. Everyone hungry, thirsty, looking at each other after 5 days. Mahabharata! Yeah, it's quite natural, I would say, right? Feeling angry while hungry. Unless you're a great soul like Samved, who's a yogi, getting his genes from his mother, fasting for Bhishma Panchak, and it's amazing. Hats off. Can the Vaishnav community here bless him? He's doing some very hard austerities for Bhishma Panchak. Please chant Hari Bol. May Samved, Swarit, and all the kids with their parents and grandparents be protected in this community. So Krishna's hungry for Mother Yashoda's milk, yes, hungry for the belly, but also more hungry for the heart. He wants Mother Yashoda's attention, just like he wants all of our attention. And when we don't give it to him because we are busy giving attention to other guests in our home, Krishna gets angry. He wakes up, he gets angry, he starts to cry loudly, and when he still doesn't get our attention, he kicks the cart. He kicks the cart. And when he kicks the cart of things that we have accumulated. Krishna kicked the cart, and many things happened after that. We'll discuss that later. But just Krishna kicking the cart represents problems in life. Sometimes you see there's health problems, there's relationship problems, there's departure in the family, somebody loses their job, kids don't listen, or something is going wrong, immigration issues. It could be so many things. Things which we consider as the possessions on the top of the cart of our life, which we consider are very important to us, which puts Krishna consciousness secondary. Krishna will kick that cart. And when it all comes tumbling down, we run to the temple. We run to Krishna. Krishna, please save me. There's a little quote I read. Every atheist at some point in his life says, oh God, please save me. Right? So we come to Krishna. Krishna will do that so that we turn to him. As I said yesterday, he's a very, very, very jealous lover. Very jealous. We turn to him and we turn to something else and not look at him. He will pull that thing away. Only so that we look at him. Because he is like that with us. It's not that he doesn't do anything and expects that reciprocation. Think about it. The spirit soul goes through monkey bodies, jumps from swinging one branch to another branch, to one tree to another tree. And if you're in Vrindavan, the monkey gets hit by sticks by the shopkeepers in Loi Bazaar. And even at that time, the super soul lives in the heart of the monkey. Then we commit more mistakes and we become like, let's say, a donkey or a pig in the sewage, the pig in the sewage, and Krishna still lives as the super soul. We become ants, we become amoeba, we become so many insects. We stand like trees in the cold. We become cactus plants in the heat. We become birds, shelterless. We are little small birds, we are mama birds, spreading our wings and protecting the babies, and all through, Krishna's there with us. Why shouldn't he not get angry when we don't reciprocate to his love? It's not that Krishna doesn't put in. He gives us 100%. And so personal, he's there with all of us at all times. If Krishna's there everywhere, why not here? And if Krishna's there all the time, why not now? And if Krishna's with everyone, why not with me? He's individually there. And therefore, all that he wants is for us to individually be with him. That's all. That's all. He gives in. He invests so much in this business of loving service that he reciprocates, a turnover, a net profit of affection and attention. So when Krishna doesn't get that, he kicks. There's a very interesting example we can give in this regard. Many of us coming from the Indian background would be able to relate to this example better because you may have seen it. In India, this scene is quite popular. When there are buildings under construction, you can see many times there's like a construction engineer, a manager who's managing everything, and he has laborers who execute his work. So there's a design engineer, there's an execution manager, and there are daily wage workers who are executing. Now imagine if there's an under construction building, and this design expert is on the 3rd floor, and the daily wage worker is on the ground floor, and he's working. And there are machines, drilling machines, they're cutting rocks, they're cutting bricks, and there's cement everywhere, there's mixer machines going on, people are walking, and so much sound. And imagine the manager from the 3rd floor is calling out to the daily wage worker in the ground floor. But the daily wage worker is not able to listen. And he has a little yellow helmet. Imagine in your heart a construction building where the daily wage worker has a yellow helmet, right? A strapped helmet where he's working. And there's a manager on the 3rd floor. He's calling out to the attention of the daily wage worker. And when the daily wage worker doesn't look up, the manager takes a little pebble and drops it from the 3rd floor, and it kind of hits the helmet of this daily wage worker, and he's like, oh, and he looks up. And the manager says, hey, it's me. Now, why am I saying this in this connection? Because Krishna is that manager, and we are the daily wage worker. And when the noise of our machines is so loud, we can't hear him call us. So at that time, sometimes he may drop in a pebble to hit the helmet of our life, which is like the kicking of the cart. Shri Radha Neela Madhava ki, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Lakshmi Nrsimhadev ki, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Sudarshan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So when the manager throws in a pebble and it hits the helmet of the daily wage worker, please tell me, does the manager intend to hurt the daily wage worker? What is his intention? To get his attention? He's calling out. What name should we name the daily wage worker? Ram? Let's do Ram. Let's say the daily wage worker is called from the top by the manager, and the name of the daily wage worker is Ram. So how do you think the manager from the top would call the daily wage worker? How would he call? Hey Ram. And what if he is little musical? How do you think he will call Ram? Tu antaryami sabka swami. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. This is the way he will not call the daily wage worker for sure. This is the way we can go back home back to God. So I just kind of invoked the holy name there. So back to the point. The manager is calling the daily wage worker. He calls Ram. But the daily wage worker is not paying attention because the sound of the instruments is so, the sound of the machines is so loud that he can't hear. So he drops a little pebble, and when it hits the helmet, the daily wage worker looks up. This is the reality of life. We are the daily wage workers in this world. Krishna is our manager. He is crying to get our attention. We can't hear him by the noise of our machine-like plans in life. And at that time, Krishna drops a little pebble of problems to hit the helmet of our life. He doesn't throw like a boulder from the top. He just drops a little pebble because he knows we can take it. And that's exactly what Krishna is doing here. When he's calling out to Mother Yashoda and she can't hear him, he kicks the cart of all the possessions. What's the use of all this collection? What's the use of all this possession if you can't listen to me cry? If I can't get you, I don't want anything else. And this is the success of Krishna consciousness. To turn to Krishna at the time of difficulty. Mother Yashoda in this pastime teaches us, don't wait for Krishna to kick the cart of your life. Don't put him secondary. Always keep him first priority. His Grace Anand Vrindavan Prabhu in Mumbai was saying something a few years ago which I really liked. He said, you can understand a Vaishnav's sincerity by what time he wakes up and what's the first thing he does after waking up. Beautiful. I loved it. He said, you can understand a Vaishnav by what time he wakes up and what's the first thing he does. Because it's not just what time you wake up. Because there are people who wake up and check their phone. And there are people who wake up and go to the gym. Or there are people who just wake up late. So first priority in life, placing Krishna above our cart of possessions means our cart is our activity starting at 8 a.m. Please remember in our life, the cart is 8 a.m. job, our work duties. And placing Krishna under it means I will do everything for my material possession, everything for my material prosperity. Krishna consciousness comes later. We don't want to do that. We want to place Krishna above the cart, which means waking up early, chanting the holy name, worshipping Krishna, associating with devotees. This is our first priority. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj used to say something very sweet in this regard. Very beautiful. I heard this from the lotus lips of Bhakti Charu Maharaj. It was very, very, very beautiful. Maharaj explained when he was talking about the problems that Krishna gives a devotee. He explained it's like a father playing with the child. And he said the example, when a father lifts the baby, he sometimes plays with the child. Right? Father plays with the child. The father will throw the child in the air and then catch the child. But he throws the child only as high as the child can take it. It's not that he's going to fling him into outer space. That's not going to happen. He's not going to fling him into Jupiter or something. He's just going to, like maybe a little higher and then to hold him. So the first point is Krishna is the one who gives us those problems and he's the one who holds us when we fall. One, he's the one who gives it and he's the safety net who protects us. Second, he only gives us as much as we can take. And third, when the father does this for the first time to the child is anxious. But now when the father doesn't do it after that, the child starts kicking because I want more, because I love it so much. And His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj said, that is Queen Kunti. Vipada santuta shashvat tatra tatra jagat guru. Krishna, please give me more problems. Put me in the air, because when you put me in the air, I know you're the one who's going to hold me when I come down. So this is Krishna kicking the cart of our life, giving us problems. We don't have to wait till there. We can prioritize Krishna at every step in our life. Sri Hari Suriji. The first lesson in Krishna kicking the cart. Sri Hari Suriji says, why did Krishna kick the cart? This is the first lesson. He gets angry, he gets hungry, and he kicks the cart. So the verse in this regard, please kindly chant. Anivedyamam yadi krito madutsavo na satosha krit bhavati me tviti prabho bhuvi bodhayan swahita marga darshakaha Kima bhutadastana japanasa spriha Krishna is kicking the cart in this pastime. Reason number one, to teach us. What does Naivedya mean? Offering. The word anivedya means no offering. Krishna is teaching the whole world. Anivedya mam yadi krito mad utsava. If you perform a big festival for me, but you don't feed me, nasa tosha krit bhavati me tviti prabhu. Krishna is saying, you can have a big festival. You can invite a lot of devotees. You can offer me flowers and chandan and arati. But if you don't feed me, then the festival is not very pleasing to me. Oh Yashoda Rani, in this festival you did everything but feed me. You didn't do that. And therefore, I want to teach the whole world through this pastime. Whether you do festival or you don't, main thing is you feed me. Therefore, at the end of the whole thing, what remains is me feeling hungry. One time, my Guru Maharaj was traveling in some city, and one Grihastha couple started speaking to my Guru Maharaj. And the Prabhuji had his perspective about something, the Mataji had her perspective about something. Then they asked Guru Maharaj, and they were, of course, not agreeing to each other. So they asked Guru Maharaj to reconcile. I heard this in one of the Vyas Puja offerings. So the Prabhuji said something, and the wife was saying something else, and they asked Guru Maharaj, how do you reconcile this? They asked Guru Maharaj, what do you think will please our deities more? And my Guru Maharaj said, of course he's going to take side with the wife. So the husband was shocked. He said, why? Guru Maharaj said, because the deity works on one principle. The one who feeds the deity, Krishna goes on his side. Simple. So the husband at the end of the whole thing got one take-home lesson. I better start to cook. That was the take-home. My Guru Maharaj said, Krishna has a soft corner for those who feed him. At the end of everything. So Krishna is saying, you're calling all these brahmanas, swasti vachan is going on, abhishek is going on, all the instruments are being played, singing and buffalo horns and trumpets are going on, but what about my food? If at the end of all this, you don't feed me, Krishna says, I am not happy. I'm going to wake up from my sleep angry and I may kick your cart. And one more thing I would like to say, kicking the cart also represents Krishna giving us hints in life. Doesn't necessarily have to be calamity. One Prabhupada disciple, Kaliya Phani Prabhu, he was once traveling. He was traveling from one place to another, and he, I think, had to go to Mayapur. Very shy person, introverted person, Kaliya Phani Prabhu. So he came to ISKCON Calcutta before going to Mayapur. And there he saw this whole gathering of Indian Bengali boys who had just visited the temple. And Kaliya Phani Prabhu was not Indian. So he was thinking, now how do I preach to all of them? I wish I could give them Prabhupada's books and talk to them about the philosophy. But he's a very shy person. So to stand up in a temple which is not his temple, that he's just visiting, and start speaking to newcomer boys, which he wants to, but he's kind of hesitant. At that time, he remembered, during his travel, he read a big billboard during his travel on the road. There was a big billboard which said, why don't you just talk? It was a telephone company. They were selling their, like T-Mobile or AT&T, they were selling their data plans. And it said, why don't you just talk, with a question mark. And he thought to himself while travel, what's this billboard about? But that question remained in his heart. Now, when he came to ISKCON Calcutta and he was feeling little shy, that billboard came to his rescue, because what was beeping in his heart was, why don't you just talk? So he got up and closed his eyes and started speaking to the boys. And guess what? Many of those boys purchased a Bhagavad Gita after what he spoke. So he shares that Krishna speaks to you at every moment. Krishna speaks to you in the heart. Krishna speaks to you through devotees. Krishna speaks to you through circumstances. And worst, Krishna speaks to you through calamities. Krishna's always talking. That's Krishna under the cart crying for us. He's speaking to us. We have to learn the art of learning to understand his communication. Even in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sets out to go to Vrindavan with thousands and thousands of people. And Srila Sanatan Goswami tells Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I think you should not go to Vrindavan with thousands and thousands of people because they all have different moods, and you going to Vrindavan, you will not relish with thousands of people. You go with just a hand-picked, intimate associates who are like-minded. So your mood is not disturbed. Imagine Sanatan Goswami, who just joins the party, is advising Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's like a Jagat Guru, Sannyasi, God. He's the best in everything. Sanatan Goswami is a devotee, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God. Sanatan Goswami just comes from Nawab Hussain Shah, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nimai Vishwambar, Srinivasa Ishwara, Bhakta Samuha Chitta Chor. He's a sannyasi. But when Sanatan Goswami tells him, Dear Master, oh Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I don't think you should go with thousands and thousands of people. I think you should go alone, or at best, maybe just a couple of associates who will be in your mood, not disturb your mood. Mahaprabhu did not tell Sanatan Goswami, who do you think you are? You're advising me. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Mahaprabhu tells Sanatan Goswami, Sanatana mukhe Krishna amake shikhaila. Oh Sanatan, through your lotus lips, Krishna is speaking to me. And Mahaprabhu stopped that plan of going to Vrindavan with thousands and thousands of people. He listened to Sanatan Goswami. So that's learning the art of hearing Krishna's communication through Vaishnav talks. Sometimes it's possible a senior Vaishnav may say something, our Guru Maharaj may say something, Srila Prabhupada's purport may hit something. Krishna communicates to us. One Prabhupada disciple, Parameshwari Prabhu, was explaining. It's been 50 years since the movement is on and many years since Prabhupada departed. So Parameshwari Prabhu was thinking, it's been so many years since Prabhupada's departed. Does he even remember me? Prabhupada had so many thousands and thousands of disciples. I am just one among them. What's the probability that Prabhupada will even remember me is what Parameshwari Prabhu was thinking. So he had this habit of reading every single day. I think he still has it. I wouldn't use past tense, maybe present tense. He has the habit of reading one letter of Srila Prabhupada every day. So, you know, you have the Prabhupada Shikshamrita where you have all the letters of Prabhupada. So he reads these letters. So he's thinking to himself, does Prabhupada remember me? It's been so many years. And with that thought, he opens the book of Prabhupada's letters. And as he opens the book, the letter in front of him is His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada's letter to Parameshwari Das. The letter that Prabhupada wrote to him so many years ago. And looking at that, he chokes up because my thought was, does Prabhupada, my Guru, remember me? And lo and behold, I just opened the book and randomly I find the letter that Prabhupada, and just for that day, had written to me. So Krishna's communicating. We have to hear these signs. Krishna will speak to us. Krishna will cry for our attention as the super soul as we place him under the cart of our priorities. And the last option is kicking it through calamity. Now at this point, in this slide, we find Kim abhut tada stana japana sasprha. Krishna desires to drink Mother Yashoda's milk, teaching us for all times to come. Every festivity is successful only when Krishna is pleased with excellent prasadam. At the end of the day, that's what boils down for Krishna, it seems, in this. Now, what's amazing is, there's another thing that happens. As Krishna is under the cart and he kicks the cart and crying, there's another thing that happens. That we will cover a few days from now. So we'll hold on to that suspense. The next class will be on Saturday morning, right? Saturday morning. So we're going to hold on, and today is Tuesday evening. So we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. His Grace Shubhavilas Prabhu will drown everyone in the glories of Sri Ramachandra's holy names. And then so we're going from Sham to Ram. And then on Saturday morning, we will come from Ram back to Sham as he's under the cart crying for his mother's attention. So there's so much happening. We will continue. But for tonight, we will stop because we have planned a kirtan now. And we'll do kirtan till 9:30, if that's okay. We'll do kirtan till 9:30, and then we'll pause. Exactly 9:30, I will stop. So that's the plan. So I hope you will forgive me. We will do that, and we'll continue on Saturday morning. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande Hari.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So this was the 6th session on Shakata Bhanjana Leela. The depth in which Prabhu is going in this pastimes, the Vatsalya pastime between Krishna and Mother Yashoda, is something which I haven't heard it. So one thing that I want to highlight here is that the topics that Prabhu picks up is something which he has never presented anywhere. It's a brand new topic. It's a fresh topic that he picks up. And for that, both Prabhu and Mataji spends at least 8 hours combined to prepare all these presentation, the slides, the verses that you see, right? So, and also, I was just, when Prabhu was reciting some of the verses are so tongue twister. I am just kind of Sanskrit. I am an enemy of the Sanskrit. I can't even pronounce, but the way Prabhu sings, it is so melodious actually. It just attaches emotions and the essence of that verse actually. So there is no words to describe how much Prabhu is spending effort on preparing for these classes. So he needs a sincere appreciation from all of us, not as a formality, but just from our heart by loudly chanting Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! And also, as Prabhu said, we will resume the session, the 7th session on Saturday morning at Chandu Prabhu's home. And then with that, since devotees were kind of asking Prabhu this time, it's more than few sessions that we didn't have kirtan, so we'll have on the popular demand of all the devotees, we'll have half an hour of kirtan. With that, so let's make some space. Also, maybe Akshara, Shrestha, you can move forward, and all the Kartal and Mridanga players just occupy the front space, and other devotees, you can give some space for Prabhu to just come down and do the kirtan.
I don't know how he's going to pick that harmonium.
Yeah, this one's... You had to keep this key down because the thing is broken. Yeah. But it's sometimes...
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.